Yes, it's printed almost in its entirety here. A few words are missing, which were edited out for publication. Some very essential portions were eliminated in the publication. Let's see how it was edited, or to be more precise, censored. You can see how words were stricken from the text by red pen. We all were very interested. The situation changed so quickly that I had the impression that all phrases about rule of law state, the words about how we live in a society governed by law, remained only words. How did this all change so quickly? What is going on? Do we not have a legal system? On the one hand, I would like to share with the viewers my concern about the work of our committee, of Constitutional Oversight Committee, which should prevent all violations of the laws and constitutions. In order to create the impression that we have legal institutions, I believe, and this is not just my opinion, but the opinion of my colleagues, we must decisively change the system of constitutional regulation immediately. The entire interview with Sergei Alexeyev we apologize for technical difficulties. The entire interview with Sergei Alexeyev you will see later on Channel 1.
Победой граждан Советского Союза и демократии назвал провал попытки государственного переворота в Москве канцлер ФРГ
Helmut Kohl gives commentary on the recent events in Moscow. He says that the turn of events has opened a new chapter in history of the Soviet Union and will have a great impact on disarmament and international relations. Helmut Kohl appealed to the President of the USSR, Gorbachev, and to the President of the RSFSR, Yeltsin, to take advantage of the chance which the defeat of the coup d'etat has opened. The President of France, François Mitterrand, said he was not surprised by the turn of events. He never believed the coup had any chance of success. He said the putsch came on the eve of the signing of the new Union Treaty and said that remains the main political issue. François Mitterrand gave credit to the Soviet people, Russian people, and Boris Yeltsin. The Prime Minister of Britain, John Major, declared the full re-establishment of all English aid to the Soviet Union. He said that all economic aid to the Soviet Union will be reconsidered because of these events. He is optimistic about the future and said that the process of reform in the Soviet Union will be hastened by these events.
And in the interest of the rest of us as well. And is there any...
One more Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Japan, Kaifo, commented on the events in the USSR. He expressed happiness at the return of Gorbachev to Moscow and thanked the Soviet Union, people of the Soviet Union, and in the first place Boris Yeltsin, who fought for freedom and democracy. The General Secretary of NATO, Werner, declared in an interview with BBC about the fact that the coup attempt in the Soviet Union did not have an effect on plans for disarmament of conventional forces in Europe. According to Werner, the current leadership of the Soviet Union will display openness and readiness for agreement which will improve relations with the West and will pursue a course of radical reform, and the process will receive a powerful impulse. The European Community of Foreign Ministers met with Russian Foreign Minister Kozyrev in Brussels. It was noted that all Western countries should play the role of partners in the creation of democracy. The meeting, which should have taken place, was planned for August 5th in The Hague, has been postponed due to the events in the Soviet Union. Today, the Federation of Independent Trade Labor Unions of Russia distributed a declaration. We immediately established contact with the President and ministers. We saw as our main mission during this time to maintain the work of and discipline of labor collectives. We also saw a role in protecting the White House and providing the defenders with food and other necessary items. We saw this as a political strike. Only this, we believe, could stop the armed danger of conflict. We see our goal now as learning the lessons of this experience. What will happen in the future? How can independent trade unions express their authority and power? We had moments of indecision, and I can honestly say that this betrayed the interests of Russian workers. We need to know who these people are who supported and cooperated with the coup plotters. We must find them and expel them from our ranks. We must remove all ideological pressure from our movement, and we are certain that Russia will have a genuinely independent trade union movement which will work toward the revival of Russia. You know, of course, that the coup was met with strikes in many places. Some mines have resumed work for mining coal, and fuel is flowing more freely today than yesterday. At meetings, demonstrations in various places, people expressed support for Presidents Gorbachev and Yeltsin and declared their decisive intent to fight for democratic reform in the country. From Vilnius, we have received word that the victory is being celebrated there as well. The occupation of the television tower, which had began on January 13th, has been returned to the people of Lithuania. The Civil Aviation Department of the USSR informs that an Ilyushin aircraft for the first time in our aviation history, intercontinental flight was accomplished during the polar night. at Soviet Antarctic stations. The Congress of Patriots continues under the leadership of Peter Tolstoy.
Вся долгая жизнь Никиты Львовича прошла в Швеции,
He's lived most of his life in Sweden.
по национальности и где до последних дней своей жизни прожил его отец Лев Львович Толстой.
He is now back at the place where his father, Leo Tolstoy,
Не так
lived.
уж просто решиться на длительную поездку. Но Никита Львович, несмотря на отговоры близких, отвечал коротко: «Родина позвала, я должен ехать». Да к тому же хотелось самому показать все младшему сыну Даниилу. В первый же день встречи на Пятницкой улице с родственниками, они тоже участники Конгресса, встреча в музее Толстого, где собрана уникальная экспозиция
It's the Tolstoy Museum, where there is a unique collection of Tolstoy memorabilia
о большом и великом русском роде.
and about the great Russian land.
Довольно продолжительное время не были здесь.
You have been away from here for quite a long time. For 10 years I've been